and welcome to Margaret Lewin Quilting. Today I want to show you how I've gone about organizing my fabrics for Stitch Pink. If you don't know what Stitch Pink is Moda Fabrics 2020 Quilt Along. Moda Fabrics is a wonderful supporter of Breast Cancer Awareness Month, which is in October. And this year they have designed a quilt and are going to be putting out a quilt block every single day for the entire month of October. So I am really excited to be doing this quilt along. The other thing that I decided to do is I decided to not make one but two quilts. I am making the Breast Cancer Awareness quilt that Moda has designed, but I'm also making a second quilt in the colors of black and gray. For those of you who don't know, my son-in-law was diagnosed 4 years ago with melanoma. It is stage 4 melanoma, and it has progressed to his brain. So while it is in his brain, it's still melanoma. Anyhow, I decided that what I wanted to do was make a quilt in honor of John. So the second quilt that I'm making is in blacks and gray. Black is the cancer color for melanoma. Gray is the color for brain cancer. So I thought, perfect fit here. A black, gray, and white quilt and a pink quilt. So I hope you stick around and join me every day of October for Moda Fabrics Stitch Pink Quilt, which I'm obviously pretty excited about. You can imagine making two quilts at the same time. It might be a little bit difficult to keep all of the fabrics organized so that I know what fabrics I'm using and where I'm using them. So I've devised a way of organizing it which I think is going to work perfect for me. Hopefully it'll work perfect for you too. So today I'm going to share with you exactly how I'm organizing all of my fabrics for Stitch Pink of 2020. So I hope you stick around to see exactly how it is that I'm doing it. All right, let's go through and take a look at the fabrics that I'm using for my Stitch Pink. These are all of the fabrics that Moda has suggested for Stitch Pink. And these over here are the fabrics that I've picked for my Stitch Pink or Stitch Black and Gray, however you want to refer to it as. So these are the ones that I have. So I'm going to set the black colorway aside for a second, and I'm going to pull out the pink first and show you what I've done. On the pink, the fabrics are all light enough that I could actually write on the selvage. So I'm going to show you first. This is the white paper, and you can see down here at the very bottom there is a number 101. What that is that's the color number, and I know that this is a grunge. In fact, every single fabric in the pink is a grunge. So what I do is I just fold these up when I get done cutting from them. I always cut from this side. I don't cut from this side because my number's there, and I want to retain that all the way to the point that I'm done with the quilt. So I'll just take it, fold it into thirds like that, and set it aside. Now, here's my next one. This is number 82, and I want to show you what I did with this one. Right inside, right here, are my scraps. I had some triangles that were left over when I cut, meaning I probably cut something not quite right. I just tuck those right inside my fabric. So I'll make one fold over, grab these, tuck those right inside, and then make my second fold over. And right here at the bottom is my number. I hope you can see it, and it's number 82. Now when you go to mark these, I do suggest that you use a permanent marker, and I would suggest a Sharpie. Now I have done that with every single one of my fabrics. So there's 82. Here is 332, and you can see right down here it is. The next one that I have is 336, and again, in the selvage I've written that. The next one is $2.54, again in the selvage. It makes it really, really easy for me to grab the fabrics because I literally sit here, that's $2.53, the next one is $2.54, and I can just look at the end to see what number it is. Here's my next one, which is a really pretty pink. I'm trying to decide out of this line if Duchess, which is number 64 right here, or 253 are my favorite fabrics. This one has some wonderful purpley gray. It just is gorgeous. I love it. But then again, I love this one too. 332 has got a little bit of red in it that is just so pretty. 337, and again, my number stays down here. Doesn't matter which side it ends up on the way I folded it. I just know I have to look at the end and I'll find it. 327, 325, and then Duchess, which is 64. And this Duchess is one that I've used before and I just love it. So then if I take it over and let me pull my Grunge 101, because this is the base color on both of these fabrics. And in fact, I believe that the quilt calls for 3.5 yards. Here are my next fabrics. Most of these are grunge, but I do have a couple of thatched. Have you seen the new thatched line? It is gorgeous. I love that fabric line. I do have a couple of extras. This is a beautiful little pinstripe. In fact, I just used this in one of the blocks. So on this one, what I have done is written the entire SKU number. So it's 18180-20. Then on this one, this is another one of the thatched, and it just is, like I said, I love thatched. I love everything about it. It's a Robin Pickens design, and I just love it. Here is a little piece of fabric that I've already cut. And again, like I said, I just tuck it up inside of it. And then I wrote the entire number on these that were not the grunge. Because of the fact that it's thatched, the SKU 48626, that's a different number than grunge, and I wanted it right at my hands so that I could very easily grab it if I needed more. The other thing that this will allow me to do is it will allow me to keep record of what exactly the fabrics were that I used for this quilt. So if down the road I wanted to duplicate it, or if anybody else wanted to duplicate it, it will be very easy to tell them the fabrics that I used. Here's one of my grunges, 418. Now this one is from, I believe this is a Deb Strain. Yep, it's a Deb Strain and it's homegrown. This is a open weave, and this is just a gorgeous fabric. I love, hopefully you can see that really well, I love the texture that it shows. The fabric is just as smooth as all of our fabrics, but it just shows up these wonderful woven fibers that just, it's gorgeous. I love this, and I've already used this one a couple of times in blocks. I just think it's gorgeous. Here's a grunge 165. I like this gray blue in here. At least to me it reads gray blue. Another grunge. This one is 528. The next grunge that I have is a 163. Again, a very, very pretty. This one has a lot of different colors in it. It's got your background, a darker, a lighter. It's got a lot of really nice color. Then again, back to the thatched. This one's number 24, and again, just Robin hit it out of the park again. It's just gorgeous. This one is one of my favorites. I would love to see it in one shade darker. This is 116, and I would absolutely love to see one more shade darker of this. I didn't see it when I originally bought these fabrics, but believe me, my eyes are open for it. This is another one, and this one's different. It's not the normal. This is a basic gray, and it's called Stiletto. I couldn't remember. And again, here's my total SKU number. Isn't this wonderful? Look at this fabric. Isn't it gorgeous? I keep seeing this in all types of quilts. Every type out there. I see it in a traditional, I see it in a modern. I just love the way this came out. I just think it's beautiful. And of course, I tend to love a lot of fabrics, but I really do like this one. I'm almost sorry that I didn't buy a little bit more of it, but I do really like it, and I think it's going to be a beautiful accent in my quilt. The next one is Espresso. Espresso is a hidden gem in the fact of when you put it next to Black Dress in Onyx, all of a sudden, look, now flip it this way, you can see that beautiful hint of brown, just like a gorgeous cup of coffee. Remember that first one you had this morning? This one reminds me of my first cup of coffee in the morning, and I think it's beautiful. This is Espresso, and the number is 310. And as you can see, I've taken a piece of paper, and I've actually just stapled it. See, there's a staple there. I've stapled it right to my fabric. Because the fabric is so dark, I wasn't able to use my black permanent Sharpie, so I had to come up with another way in order to label it. So I just took a piece of paper, wrote the name of the fabric and the number down, and that has been my telltale sign of what the fabric number is. I'm thinking I might invest in some white Sharpies so that the next time I come across a piece like this, I don't have to staple to the selvage. But in the meantime, it's working out perfect for me. The next one that I am using in my Stitch Pink Melanoma quilt is Grunge Onyx. Grunge, whoops, I gotta put this one inside of here so I don't get mixed up. Grunge Onyx is very close to, I'm gonna fold this, bring this out a little bit so that you can see it, Black Dress, but it's not exactly the same. As you can see, Black Dress has another hint of another color in there, and it's this dark purple, red. I'm not exactly certain what it is, but it looks like that one's in there, and I just love it. I think Black Dress is probably my second favorite color in the grunge. I just love it. I love the big splotches that are a little bit more open in another color, but yet you still see that gorgeous black through it. And here is the piece of Onyx, and you can see it just a little different than Black Dress. And again, they're both gorgeous fabrics. So now I'm going to fold this one up so that I'm all nicely organized. There's my Black Dress. That one goes in this pile, and here comes my Onyx, and you can see I've got some leftover pieces in this one. I just fold them right up in there. I'm going to slide this down just a little bit more, and there they are. So I take these, and believe it or not, but this stack and this stack together fit perfectly on the top shelf of my Roskog from IKEA. I believe it's called, I can't pronounce it. I think it's R-O-S-K-O-G or R-O-K-O-G, not sure. Anyhow, I'll put a link below to it so that you guys can find it if you want. But it fits perfectly on the very top rack of my cart, so I pull my cart over next to my cutting station, and I can just grab the fabrics that I need, get them pressed, get them cut, and I'm ready to go on my Stitch Pink. So this is how I am organizing my fabrics for Moda Fabrics 2020 Stitch Pink Quilt Along. So I hope to see you tomorrow. If you have any questions about how I'm organizing my fabrics, feel free to leave a comment below. Please, if you're organizing yours in a different manner than I am, leave a comment below because we all want to hear how everybody's going to keep their fabrics organized for Stitch Pink 2020. Thank you so much for joining me here today, and I'll see you again really soon. Thank you so much for sticking around all the way to the end, and I hope my organization of my Stitch Pink fabric helps you develop a way to organize your fabrics for Stitch Pink. Whether you're doing your quilt in pinks or blacks and grays like I am, or I know someone who's doing theirs in yellows and blue. I know other people that are going to be doing theirs in scrappy. Come on back tomorrow here on my YouTube channel and you will be seeing the very first block in Stitch Pink of 2020. If you like this video and would like to see more of them, please do give this video a thumbs up. And also, if you get a chance, please share it with your friends. That's one. If you like this video, please do give it a thumbs up. And if you would consider sharing it with your friends, I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you again tomorrow for block number 1 of Stitch Pink.